off today's live stream with the statement that what are the odds that I'm matching today's car? But considering I almost entirely wear black and our lineup is mostly exclusively black paint on cars, the odds were pretty good. Now in today's live car review, Charlotte and I are going over the 2025 Hyundai Santa Cruz Ultimate. And Charlotte, is this an SUV or a truck?
I think the argument could be made for either. This vehicle is going to give you the truck-like versatility that the true hobby man, hobby person, craftsman, whatever you want to call it, Gabi, would want. But it's going to give you all of the interior refinement, comfort, tech, and safety that a Highline SUV could give you.
I guess you could say SUV comfort with open bed versatility.
Whoa!
Did I steal that directly from Hyundai's website? Yes.
Sure did.
Now in today's car review, it is live, of course, so we're doing this in real time, no script, just us, you, the car, and hopefully good internet. Hopefully.
We'll see. But before we get right into it, question of the day. What do you like to listen to when you are driving in your vehicle? Do you like music, podcasts, silence? You let us know.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's go.
We'll start off with the front end, talk about the powertrain, the size of the vehicle, the tires, the versatility, and then we'll work our way over to the bed where things really change on this car. If you've seen any of our Santa Cruz reviews in the past, you know I call this the mullet truck. And before you say, Gabi, why would you say it's the mullet truck? Well, it's business in the front, party in the back, and I love mullets. So obviously
they're making a comeback, babe.
I love this truck. If I could rock a mullet, I would, but I guess we'll just have to settle for the Santa Cruz today. Starting off on the front end, we have a very truck-like front grille. And what I mean by truck-like, well, for the 2025 model year, they have made some slight tweaks to it. So everything is just a little bit more blocky. So things are a bit more angular, a bit more as you would expect on a truck. Same goes for your daytime running lights. We have more of a rectangular shape to them, and we've actually lost one of the lights, but that's okay. There's still a bunch of brightness coming off from these guys. When the vehicle is off, it actually completely transforms to match with your grille itself. So the lights themselves have a dark chrome finish on their housing that completely hides them. Now for your main headlamp, we are parked a little bit closer to the wall today, so we're running tight on space. We have a bright LED projection light, and that's going to be your main headlamp of both high and low beams too. Placed a little bit lower into the front end, but not too low. I have driven the Santa Cruz quite a bit, and I have taken it home before, so in the dark, all of that good stuff, you still get a ton of visibility. The fact that they're projection lights also help out because they're a bit more focused on where you need it most, rather than just casting a wide span of light. Charlotte's completely sat right now, it's so funny. But we will continue on with some of the tech advancements that we have on the front end of this vehicle. Again, this is the ultimate trim level, so basically everything you see here is the best you can get on the Santa Cruz, just about every option. Number one, we have our radar plate down here at the bottom. Now this plate is going to do a couple different things in terms of your driver assistance functions. Number one is the smart cruise control. That will measure the distance of your vehicle and the car ahead of you and allow you to cycle your following distance from your driver's steering wheel. Now you can choose between 4 different following distances, all of which feel very safe, and you can also change the sensitivity, so if you'd like your reaction speed to be a bit quicker or a bit slower, all of that is up to you. You can also have this vehicle have highway drive assist. So essentially it's just a smart cruise control that also knows the speed limit of the highway. Make sure you're at a safe distance from the car ahead of you, your vehicle's centered in your lane, and everything's running nice and smooth. We also have a forward-facing camera. Now that's placed right underneath your Hyundai emblem, and that will show you exactly what is in front of you when you are maneuvering your vehicle at low speeds. So think parking at a parking lot or just kind of working your way around a parallel parking spot too. You'll see everything, both with your sensors, so audible feedback, and the camera itself. All right, so aesthetics, I really like the look of it. Again, everything is dark chrome on this specific trim level. If you are opting for the XRT, you get a couple of other touches like some bright orange tow hooks and just a lot more dark cladding, where this one takes a little bit more of a sophisticated approach with a lot more high gloss materials, a little bit more shine. All right, let's pop the hood and talk powertrain. Now the Santa Cruz has only one powertrain option here in Canada, and that is a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gasoline engine. Now it utilizes both gasoline direct injection and multi-point injection, so both fuel delivery systems, giving you the best of both worlds. And this engine, sorry, you guys, popping the hood, It's a lot of work. This engine will give you 281 horsepower with 311 pound-feet of torque. Those are some very impressive numbers, and from driving this vehicle, I will tell you it is a ton of fun to drive. It's not heavy feeling, it doesn't handle like a truck would. It has the handling of a fun SUV. But then, of course, you have the versatility of your truck bed. For your transmission, it's an 8-speed wet-type dual-clutch transmission. You also get paddle shifters if you'd like to manually change your gears, and you have 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. For your wheels, you get these beautiful 20-inch alloys on the ultimate trim level. They are machined finished, so you get some nice gloss black as well as the machined finished elements with a Michelin 245/50R20 tire. Very nice. There is an okay amount of sidewall real estate here. It's not the chunky all-terrain type tire that you'll see in some of our other XRT models, but nonetheless, it looks good. It's going to give you a smoother ride too, which is nice. For your brakes, you get larger brakes up at the front. They're ventilated disc brakes, and you'll have solid disc brakes on the rear of this vehicle. This vehicle is also standard with all-wheel drive. We do not have a front-wheel drive version of the Santa Cruz here in Canada. I know in the States you might, but we do not get that here. That means this vehicle also has standard drive and terrain modes. So drive modes, you can put it into sport. It'll change the shift mapping of the vehicle a little bit to give you a bit more lengthy gears. And if you want to put it into something like smart mode, it will adapt based off whatever you're doing. In terms of the terrain modes, if you would like to put your vehicle into snow mode or sand mode or mud mode, it will change the all-wheel drive torque distribution to give you optimal traction in those driving conditions. If you don't want to use that though, the vehicle's all-wheel drive system is a smart one, so on a regular day, it'll primarily be front-wheel drive for fuel savings. However, if you turn onto a gravel road or some sort of uneven surface, the vehicle will redistribute automatically, so you don't have to change it. The vehicle will do just fine, and it does its job computer-based. All right, surrounding your wheels, we have a little bit of a nice cladding on your wheel arch. So we got some texture, we got some design elements, and we got a tiny Santa Cruz. Each of the wheel arches get that, so
cute.
That's 4 of them, 5 if you count the actual vehicle. There's a couple more Easter
with
eggs.
Gabi.
There's a couple more Easter eggs I'll point out to you guys, and we also have a marker light on the side too. Quickly show that. All right, coming up to your mirrors, they are body color. So black in this case with a turn signal indicator, a black frame housing, and then a blind spot camera. Now you get a camera on both sides. I know some manufacturers only have it on the right-hand side. We get it on both, very nice to see. This will give you a live feed of everything that is in your blind spot every time you indicate a turn. So whether that be to turn into a parking lot, or if you're parallel parking, you can see just how close you are to the curb beside you, which is great, especially if you're in a busy, crowded situation. Speaking of busy, crowded, city-type driving, this is a fantastic truck for someone who lives in a city. You do not want to be driving around a giant, long school bus. Trucks are huge these days. I can tell you firsthand, I drive a truck from 2010, a mid-sized truck, I guess you could call it. Trucks are massive. If you compare a truck from 15 years ago to now, they keep getting bigger. This is a vehicle, again, that'll give you all the space that you need for your hobbies, but without sacrificing the, I guess, complications of a large car.
Joe Mama 2222 says, why only put a camera on the passenger side? You pass on both sides.
So Honda used to do that. I don't know if they've changed it to have cameras on both sides now, but yeah, it was just because obviously certain blind spots are harder to see than others. I guess they figured you could see your left blind spot a lot easier than you could see your right side. I get it, it makes sense, but we do it on both sides right off the bat.
So just to clarify, there are cameras on both of the mirrors.
Yes.
There we go. And we'll show them inside.
Yeah, I don't know if I heard the question wrong, but
I could have spoken it wrong.
All right, now for your mirrors, on the actual mirrored portion, they are heated and electronically controlled. Sorry, Charlotte, for the mirror.
Oh, gosh, sorry, brain fog.
Yeah, electronically controlled and of course heated, but you do also have blind spot detection on them. So if there is a vehicle in your left or right blind spot, it will illuminate on the icon there just as a warning that there's somebody there. If you then go to indicate a lane change, it will beep at you. So you get the physical, or I guess the visual warning of it being lit up, but also the audible warning when you are starting to change lanes. On top of that, there's also the physical warning where the vehicle can revert you into your originating lane if it senses the risk of a blind spot collision. On the topic of collision avoidance and safety, this vehicle also has forward collision avoidance. So that is seen from our camera right in the center of the windscreen. That'll watch the cars ahead of you and warn you as a driver if there's a risk of impact with a vehicle, a pedestrian, a cyclist, and if you don't hit the brakes, the car will. So it is an active safety function. every safety function I've mentioned on this vehicle can be shut off. So if you just want a simple truck, but you want all the comfort functions, maybe not the tech functions, you can shut it off. So it can be as simple or as complicated as you want. For your driver's door handle, or sorry, driver and passenger front door handles, we do have no more button. You still have proximity entry though, so as long as the key's on you, you walk up to the handle, put your hand on it, it will unlock the car, and then when you're done driving, press on it again to lock it. So you still get the convenience entry, but no more button. All right, up at the top, you get roof rails, just standard black roof rails. The body of the vehicle, you can start to tell it's getting a little trucky back here. We do have a small box, but there is so much capability with this box. I'll first start off with the design of it, and then we'll hop in and talk about the function of the bed itself. LED tail lamps, I think they look fantastic. If you actually look into them, you'll notice it says designed in California.
Whoa.
And I mean, nothing says California like fun adventure truck.
Versatility.
Versatility and adventure, and really bad parking spots that you could fit a vehicle like this into, but you could not fit a modern full-size truck.
That was an impeccable segue.
Thank you, you guys. All right, for your liftgate release, or tailgate release, I should say, on this vehicle, it is dark chrome, just like the elements we saw on the front end of the car. So design-wise, everything's cohesive. If it's on the front, it's also on the back. You get Santa Cruz embossed, or debossed, I guess, into the tailgate too. Looks good, with an H-Track badge and a 2.5-liter turbo badge on the right-hand side. Now I'll open this. It has a nice, soft, smooth open. You do have rails built into the bed liner itself. So your bed liner is sheet molded composite, very heavy duty. You do not have to spend anything for a Line-X bed liner. You don't have to buy a drop-in bed liner. Mine's falling apart, it's not fun. Everything just comes from factory with whatever you need already done. Another thing that's factory on this car is the tonneau cover. So this is an integrated retractable tonneau cover. I have it a little bit in right now, but I can bring it back out. Sorry, you guys. I should have done this with the tailgate closed. This is it at its full closure. You can see it's nice, it's smooth, it's seamless. It looks like it belongs on this vehicle because it does. Again, it comes from factory with it. I know that's not the case in the States. If you'd like to retract it, you'll just push on the handle, let it slide. Sorry if that was loud, you guys. And you can see it tucks away nice and neatly into its canister. So everything is integrated into the bed itself. You don't have to get yourself into the bed, flip latches, and fold it over. Okay.
It's also very easy to get into the bed from outside of it, as Gabby just demoed.
Yeah, so super easy. I didn't wear heels today, but I have done this video so many times with heels. And again, you can always get into it in case you are someone driving a truck in heels regularly. A couple more. I might actually grab that from you, Charlotte. I was talking about the Easter eggs, the little Santa Cruzes you can find around this car. Well, here's another one. Sorry, it's upside down, but you can see it.
I'm trying to stretch my back. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You can see it there. And everything, like, here's one thing I really do love. So again, just owning a truck now. My bed is completely, it's just paint here. It's so scratched up. If you are using this vehicle for work or hobbies, this is a high scratch area. The fact that it's in a same high heavy duty material makes so much sense. Just everything makes sense here. Here's one of our 3 bed lights. They're full LEDs. Pardon the sticker that's still on it. We have the same light repeated on the other side. And then we have our standard bed light integrated into your high-mounted brake lamp. This is a manual window. And then let me just move back a little bit to show you guys the D-rings. You get 4 cargo D-rings, so 1 in each corner of the bed. They are a very heavy-duty ring too. And let me get the other ones. Sorry, it's hard to operate the camera. I don't know how we do this every day. 3rd and 4th. There we go. And then on the side, we do have storage on both. Sorry, Charlotte, I might give this back to you.
Yeah.
All right, so we get some sidewall storage. On the right-hand side, you actually have an inverter as well too. So it's a 115-volt inverter. So a little bit of power supply here. This is watertight as well, so if you do need to wash out your bed, you can rest assured that your electronics are safe. And then the same is repeated on the driver's side. However, there is no inverter there. It's just simply a cargo area. One more thing I'll point out just on bed features. You do have this rail and cleat system. There it is. So 2 more tie-down points, or I guess 1 more integrated. And there's just a lot of versatility on this bed in terms of accessories. So Hyundai sells things like bed extenders and whatnot. If you do plan on purchasing accessories for this vehicle, there is quite a bit, and it's all very easy to integrate into the car just because it was built for it. All right, I'm gonna hop out and show you my favorite storage compartment, and that is the underbed storage. We just sit here actually to do it. So right over here, we have a soft touch button to lift and open
Gimbal.
the underfloor storage.
Sorry, guys.
There is a lot
really
of space here, seriously a lot of space. It's got a good amount of depth to it, and it is also watertight. There is a drain plug here. So if you're putting your wet, dirty stuff down here, that's okay, you can rinse it out after. If you're putting your dry stuff in there and you're keeping your bed full of all the muddy, goopy stuff, again, everything is separated. So great to have that introduced on this vehicle. All these functions are standard again, like I said, so it's not something that you have to go to the Ultimate for. You get all of this standard. Let me hop out. All right. And last but not least, I'll talk about the entry points on the vehicle. So all of these steps can withhold up to 440 pounds, very nice. Another little Santa Cruz hidden right under here by your license plate mount. Check it out. And then the tonneau cover itself, if you do need to put more cargo on top of it, can hold up to 220 pounds. Now I think that sums up my walkthrough of the vehicle. I might just stop with the fuel efficiency. Fuel efficiency and trucks don't always go hand in hand, but this vehicle with its 2.5 liter turbo is rated at 10.7 liters per 100 kilometers combined. So that's highway and city driving. All right, let's switch.
All right. So obviously you can see there's tons of versatility to cater to any of your hobbies or any of your home projects or really just any type of lifestyle on the exterior of this vehicle. But the interior is where we see a lot of refinements. And the fact that this is the Ultimate, it's the top trim, it's really going to give you all of those more refined safety features, but also the tech and comfort features without breaking the bank. Like if you look at, you know, a heavy Chevy or something like that that's fully kitted out, obviously a significantly bigger truck too, but you're looking at 6 figures for taking something home, something like that, whereas the MSRP of this vehicle is going to be 50,499 Canadian. So half of that, plus fees and taxes. All right, so let's take a look at what we actually have on the inside. So starting off with the driver's side door, we have a great mix of materials with some cloth, some black leather, or black plastic, my apologies, and leather, and then also some piano black. Mirrors are electronically controlled. Our front 2 windows are one touch with obstacle detection. And then down here we'll have a bottle holder and little storage compartment, and also our premium sound system. We have a Bose premium sound system in this vehicle with 8 speakers. And one of my favorite features, in addition to the sound system, which is exclusive to the Ultimate trim, is going to be the inclusion of our memory seats. So if you're a multi-driver household like I am, this is going to be great to save your seating configurations. And the best part is you can even link 2 of them to your user profiles for a grand total of 6 saved seating configurations. That's a ton. For the seat itself, it is powered. Sorry, I'm just going to turn off the climate control. So powered driver's seat, so you're able to bring it forwards, backwards, adjust the height, adjust the backrest. Then you also have the inclusion of 2-way lumbar support, which I am going to increase right now because anyone else in the comments got sciatica? Yeah, I do. On this side, I'll just show you. Your brightness adjuster is right here. You also are able to turn on the bed light from inside the vehicle. You have your traction control, and then you've heard of drive modes, you've heard of terrain modes. Now get ready for tow modes. Tow modes is available on this vehicle, and basically you are able to adjust the percentage for the weight that you are towing with this vehicle through the head unit, and this is going to be your quick way to turn it on. If you're unfamiliar with what that's going to do, basically, like I said, it's going to adjust the weight. You can do that in the head unit, but then it's also going to change up the powertrain to respond to the weight that you are towing. The towing capacity for this vehicle, when properly equipped, is 5,000 pounds, so not too shabby, not too shabby. On this side, exclusive again to the Ultimate trim, is going to be a fingerprint scanner, which is going to allow you to, again, link it to your user profile, but also you can start and drive your vehicle with it. Very cool, very cool. Ahead of me, steering wheel, of course, leather wrapped, fully heated. This side is going to have those driving controls, so you can go and enable your highway drive assist, and then also adjust it at the touch of the fly with those lane keep systems, all from the toggles here. Media controls, and then I'll bring your attention towards this notes icon button. We do have a 12.3-inch screen for our multimedia screen, and from here you can see I can see my turn-by-turn navigation for the integrated navigation. I can also see which safety features are enabled, and then lots of stats on how the vehicle is going to respond to me as the driver through the trip computer. Also tire pressure and power distribution to see when this is operating in front wheel drive versus that smart all-wheel drive system that Gabi described. Other than that, we got those paddle shifters, lighting stock, wiper stock, and our forward attention warning, which is basically a sensor that is taking a look at your eyes to make sure that they're focused on the road instead of anything else. You can turn that on or off in the settings, don't worry. All right, I'll have Gabi come around and we'll talk about the main center unit.
DTUK asked about the bed and how to get water out of it. So let's say I take my truck to the car wash, the bed was dirty, so I spray the bed down. Now, this tailgate, of course, isn't going to be watertight. That means that water will come out as you drive. It'll, pool out, or you could put the lift gate down for a little bit, drive a bit, and just have it all kind of cycle out. So it's not watertight for the bed itself. Now the bed liner, the tonneau cover should be watertight. So if you're driving through a rainstorm or whatever, you should still have a dry bed as long as that cover is on. This is the area that is watertight with a drain plug. So you can see it right down there. That is what you can unscrew to release the fluid. So again, if it's mud in there and you spray it down to get rid of that, you have an exit point for it. But for the general bed itself, it will find its way out through just seeps and cracks on the tailgate. Okay. Passenger.
Hello. So here's your passenger seat. Take a look at it. These are leather seats, which is nice to mention as well, black leather, and Gabi even has a powered passenger seat, so she'll also be very comfortable. Also, because we have the lights off and it's a little bit darker in the cabin thanks to the black headliner.
Can we get the light back?
No, I was going to say this is good to show the ambient lighting. Okay. You do have ambient lighting available on this trim right now. It's set to a pink, and it's here in this upstairs glove box, or as Gabi and I like to call it, the pantry. And then it's also going to be in the bottle holders for the front two doors, which you can see a little bit of down below. Actually, you can pick that up really well on camera. Nice. Winning. Your multimedia screen, it's 12.3 inches, so big screen on this bad boy, and you have the full CCNC. What that means is you have full navigation with that as well. And of course, you're also going to have over-the-air software updates to skip the way to the dealership and just have them done over the air. With that, you also have standard Hyundai's Blue Link, which is going to be their telematics system, so preconditioning the cabin, checking for updates, and then also doing things like remote locking the vehicle. You can all do from your phone. Sirius XM and HD radio also are available. And then when it comes to your phone projection, you have the capacity for wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so definitely very convenient. You already got enough going on with that, whatever you're putting in the back of the bed, let alone, figuring out the cord situation up here. It's a lot mentally, right? Right? Yeah. Gabi, do you have a new appreciation for this vehicle after driving an older truck?
Oh, the efficiency? Are you kidding me? Absurd. That is crazy.
I was thinking about that as we were going through the exterior.
10.7 liters per 100 kilometers. Now to some, if you're driving a compact little car, that may not be good to you.
Yeah.
That is wonderful to me.
Yeah.
I can only dream.
So I want to show you guys safety. So Gabi did a great job at talking about a lot of the active safety. In terms of passive safety, you are going to have 8 different airbags in this vehicle. So same number of speakers and airbags. Woo, 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 woo. And in the event of a collision, the NHTSA does rate this as a 5-star in the event of a crash, and the IAHS rates it as their top safety pick. So definitely some high accolades should a collision happen. I also want to show you guys drive modes, because from here is when you're going to be able to customize tow modes depending on the weight. So lightweight, like me, no, just kidding. It's going to be 0 to 40%, 40 to 70%, and anything above 70%. And it even gives you a little graphic there too. All right, that pretty much sums up our head unit. Moving down, I love this display. I think this is so easy to use because it's all real buttons and dials, and they all say what it is that they say. Your climate control is here, dual zone climate control, heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated seats for the front 2 passengers, and then you still have everything for your recirculated air, fan direction, front and rear defrost as well, and fan speed. Dual USB-Cs for data transfer or for charging, 12 volt, and you even have a wireless phone charger, which this will illuminate, of course, as your phone is charging. Real gear shift, which I think is a win. This is becoming a lost art. We don't see it too often. Nice deep cup holders as well. You're going to have your button to switch between your drive and terrain modes, and then a toggle to cycle through the various drive and terrain modes. So snow, mud, and sand for your terrain modes, all pictured right there. And drive modes normal, sport, and smart. You also have auto hold, your downhill braking assist, your camera. Rear view camera will come up automatically as the vehicle is put into reverse. But from here you can go and see that full 360 camera too. And for your rear view camera, there's multiple viewpoints. You have a top-down viewpoint, very handy for towing, of course, and lining everything up, and then also your front camera. I'm going to briefly turn the vehicle on because I want to show you guys the blind view monitor. So just to confirm it for you guys, cameras on both sides of the mirrors. This will come up as the vehicle is put into, as the vehicle is turned on, and of course, then you can go and see everything that may be lurking in your blind spot. Center console, you have a good amount of space. It's fairly deep and does extend back here. And then you have a little area up here too for any smaller bits and bobs so you don't want to get lost. Up top, you do have a sunroof, black headliner like I mentioned before, and your rear view mirror is ECM with the capacity for HomeLink too. So there it is. Wow.
Kind of dirty.
Kind of dirty, but that's okay. Lights, LED interior lighting, and then controls here for roadside assistance and emergency assistance. Let's take a look at the second row of two. So I really like to think of this vehicle as basically a Tucson, especially in the front, but in the back you still have a great amount of space for your passengers, and you even have some hidden storage space underneath too. So there's tethers on these seats. They are in a 60-40 split, but both sides actually open up, and you're able to use the underwells here for some extra storage space. I actually believe in that one you've got your jack for your spare tire kit.
Confirmed.
Yeah, there we go. Confirmed jack, tow hooks, all that good stuff in there. Now you have a little bit less room back here than you would in something like the Tucson, but again, still suitable for a family of 5. These are still going to be car seat compatible. I like that I have rear vents, dual USB-Cs, and then if you take a look at the door, you can see that we have cup holders and we have another speaker. Drop down adjustable armrest for our middle seat, and then also you have your sliding mirror here. Ooh, can I get it? I can't see anything. There we go. Not mirror, window. Rear window. And then here's what the middle would look like. So you're probably not going to want to keep your feet centered right behind the console. You'll probably want to dip into the foot room that you have in the 2 main seats. But other than that, comfortable, decent amount of support, definitely more than adequate. All right, I think that pretty much summed it up.
All right, do you guys have any questions about the Santa Cruz? We're at 27 minutes, so we probably have like about 3 minutes of question time.
Okay, I'm gonna drop the hood, so if it's loud on my mic, just be aware. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I didn't even get it. 3, 2, 1.
Is it a truck or SUV? Both. It's a TRUV. SUV, it's a TRUV. Yeah. Could also be a UTE, a Ute, adventure truck, if you will. Little new Subaru Brat. Whatever you want it to be. I will also say, disclaimer, this is absolutely not a substitute for a 3/4 ton truck.
No.
And believe me, we know that. But for a majority of people that drive a truck, this could probably check off a lot of their boxes without spending $100,000 on a full-size truck.
A lot of the trucks I see, and I'm not being critical because people can do whatever they want with their money. It's their money, do whatever you want with it. But I see a lot of trucks that are pavement princesses where they're not really, like I see them in the Home Depot parking lot and they're like not even picking up anything larger, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of those people. No, I'm just kidding. But this, I think, would definitely suit the needs of a lot of people who do choose to buy a bigger, 3/4 ton truck that don't necessarily need it. Another thing I like about this is just that it has a lot of versatility and all of the comforts of an interior SUV. Mm-hmm. But your money, you spend it however you'd like. Don't worry.
Call your boss in and ask if he'd trade in his beast of a truck for this. He would say no, simply because I make fun of Tim for driving a 3/4 ton diesel to work.
So yeah, Tim is the problem.
But
Tim's who I'm talking about.
That truck is almost every day going somewhere in Ontario towing a trailer with a vehicle in it, something that a vehicle like this could absolutely not do. So we joke at Tim, but that truck is being used for its purpose. So it is living up to its potential.
It's a work truck, and then Tim takes it home at the end of the day.
Yes. Glenn said, yeah, I drove a 1977 half-ton Ford in hydro yellow and tailgate almost, but in half by someone who made the mistake of using it to cut wood. Oh no. How is a trade-in made? Maybe a next podcast topic. I think didn't we do one like that?
Yeah,
we did one with Garth?
We've done how is your trade calculated. We did that one a while ago, and then we did one on navigating the used car market. So you can actually go and check out both of those if you want. They're under our Trunk Talk playlist on our channel.
How much is the base model? $41,999. I'm not exactly sure. I think it has a heated steering wheel. The preferred. Do you want me to fact check that? I'll find it.
Yeah.
I believe. Do you believe? Yeah, it's got a heated steering wheel.
Perfect. So standard heated steering wheel. Not really seeing too many other questions, which hopefully means we covered everything. Steven said towing capacity 5,000 pounds when properly equipped.
Is there any way to disengage the don't stare at the screen warning at startup? You either have to hit confirm on the button or wait for minutes. So I think it's about 30 seconds, so not minutes, but it does feel like a pretty long time when you just get into your car. There is no way to disable it other than pressing OK or I confirm. It's standard, so it's not just Kia and Hyundai product. Every single car with a touch screen has that. And again, it's just a warning for you not to completely rely on the screen, especially if you are reversing your car, but also not to, mess with the screen, change controls, change things while you're driving.
Mazraborn asks how many speakers are in this truck. There are 8, so 2 more than what we see on our other trims, and that is with the premium sound system. But I think that's, oh, sorry, do you want to share?
No, I'm just looking.
Okay.
All right, I think that's pretty much it, you guys.
All right, well, on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. We have a video going up at 6 p.m. today, and we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. with another live video.
Also, GM said, hey, your zipper's undone. It's not undone. It's just showing a little bit more than usual. It's off to the side, but it's not undone.
He got me with that one. I was like, wait, these pants don't have a zipper. So,
All
right. Yeah, no, literally.
Anyway,
bye.